fam, what's good? Ish. North London Derby, we lost 2-1, obviously to Tottenham, if you don't know what a North London Derby is, but yeah. 2-1 lost to Tottenham. I got my homeboy, Nqobile here. You know, we all disappointed. It was a bit, yeah, but I'll let him explain how he feels. So how you feeling, what you took off the game, everything, just, yeah, let me know.
Yeah, I'm very, very disappointed. But obviously, yes, we lost, and you always are generally disappointed when you lose. But I mean, the manner that we lost, I guess, to be quite honest, a really, really poor Spurs side. And for me, I think that was the more worrying thing that that was a very, very, very poor team
Mm,
that we lost to. And to me, it doesn't really, give me a good vibe, going into next season. Fill me with hope going into next season. Especially like after, that we've dropped 21 points, I think, from leading positions this season. And
mm, mm,
to be
mm.
quite honest, it was again just one of those where you just we fell into the same trap that we've been falling into the whole season. Yeah, going ahead after our team had worked so hard after playing poorly, but we worked so hard, we get the leading goal. Then after that, we just cave in and really just throw away all our hard work. And I mean, it's things like that that we really, really need to stamp
Mm,
out if we
mm.
want to progress as a team. Otherwise, to be quite honest, I don't see us progressing much further than where we are at the moment. And to be quite honest, if we do carry on doing things like that, we'll never finish higher than sixth or seventh in the league. And yeah, so it was a very, very tough one to take. You can't blame the ref. It was one of those where you can't say the ref had a poor game.
Yeah.
VAR into Spurs played. You can't say Spurs played particularly. You can't make any excuses for these guys to say that. Actually, you know what? It's not like the Man City game where we lost and we took a hiding, but we were like, you know
Mm.
what? These guys are just leaps and bounds
Do you
ahead
just
of us.
think
For me,
Spurs kind
these
of
are
turned
that's
up?
that's the game we should be winning. This one.
Do
It's
you
not like
think,
we're playing for Liverpool where we've got no hope in hell.
yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
It's like this is a must win either way, no matter where we are, whatever it is,
Not
you
even
could,
besides where we are or anything like that. Okay, yes, it's given. It's a rival. Remember, we playing. At the end of the day, we are still playing a rival away from home,
yeah.
right? So it's not like it's a given, but purely due to the fact that this Spurs side is, so for me, to be quite honest, they're really, really poor side.
Yeah, they have that
I would,
like last
I'd,
period of
I'd,
thoughts.
I'd fancy myself against Spurs at White Hart Lane at the moment than playing a Sheffield United away, a Leicester,
Mm, mm.
all of the Wolves away. You would fancy them out of all of those sides, at the moment. Um, and yeah, and purely because of that, that's why I think it's a bit harder to take
So
than
where do you
than it
think we
would have been.
lost it? Where do you think, like in the
Our
game,
back,
like,
our back, our back three was just shaky from the start. And to be quite honest, Tottenham played on that. They knew that they had a mistake, and then they knew that they would give away the ball. So they let them have the ball. Initially, especially in the first time, they let them have the ball, make those backwards and sideways passes, and then they knew that they could lull them into a false sense. They could press them, pull the trigger, press them, and then they would give away the ball, and then it would turn over,
yeah,
and then they straight in. And they did more and more in the second half. And to be quite honest, if it weren't for a few quite quality saves from our goalkeeper, we could have
we would
really
have been
walked
in a
away
worse position. Yeah.
embarrassed. Yeah, we could have really, really walked away with an absolute tonking from a team that, for me to be quite honest, were really ordinary and really attacked us with main three players. At the end of the day, I mean, they were literally just attacking us with Son, Moira, and Kane. The
Yeah.
other Oaks weren't even interested in playing
Yeah, but
football
like every time,
in
all
our
those
half. To be quite
opportunities
honest,
that Martinez saved us, it was only Song and Kane. Only
it was
Song
it
and
was
Kane.
literally
Like,
Son and Kane, and with Moira maybe coming in to help out.
yeah,
It,
yeah.
it don't have
So
that. Yeah, I mean,
do you think it
yeah,
was Mourinho in the style, his kind of tactic that he played? He knew Arteta would come out like this, back three.
yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, also we have to we have to be a bit more positive in the way we play, a bit more adventurous. And in the
Mm.
periods where we were a bit adventurous, where we were shifting the ball quickly, we looked dangerous going forward. And then we kind of fell back into our shell where we started playing backwards and sideways
Yeah,
passes.
yeah, yeah.
And those are demoralizing for our for our strikers, because they'll make runs, they'll get into good positions, and then the ball doesn't come, and then it gives time for Tottenham to get into shape, get into position, and basically just
And they
shut
allowed
out.
us to do that. It's not like they try to
And
stop
a
us.
lot of they played with basically a bank, two banks of four, um,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
Harry Kane and Son at up top pressing, now and then pressing our defenders, but mainly standing off, letting them have it, and then almost sitting deep and trying to maybe pick out Xhaka and Ceballos and try to
Mm,
win
mm.
balls off of them. Yeah. So, because they knew if they kind of cut that supply line out, there was not much really that was going to happen for us creatively. And I mean, credit to like Xhaka and Ceballos. I think they had a pretty decent game.
Yeah.
Um, I think they had a good game. But at the end of the day, I think it was one of those where Tottenham were always going to be ultra defensive, and we needed to make sure that we capitalize on the chances that we had, which we didn't,
Mm.
and we needed to make sure that we don't make mistakes, which we did.
Yeah, I think
And I
it
mean,
was
also,
also you can't really pinpoint in us even having bad play or anything. It's just two mistakes that you
yeah,
shouldn't be doing
and
stuff like that.
yeah,
Even the
and I
corner
mean,
to get
yeah,
the second goal,
the corner, the corner one was what frustrated me is that we've got probably arguably one of the best headers of the ball in the Premier League, in Toby Alderweireld, being picked up by Tierney. Who, yes,
Yeah.
he is pretty decent in the air, but he just doesn't have the physical. He doesn't have the size. He doesn't
Mm,
have the height nor the
mm,
strength to be winning, especially if a ball is delivered that well, to be winning an aerial challenge against Toby Alderweireld. For
yeah.
me, in a situation like that, especially against him, you should, in all honesty, be taking out one of your three centre backs and having one of them on him. So for me, a guy like Mustafi, instead of sitting, because we're playing a zone D, but in our zone D, we've literally got our three best headers of the ball standing in the line. You know, they don't, so they're standing, they're flat. If any decent ball comes in and someone is coming in with a running jump, they're not going to win that ball. They're not
Mm,
going to out jump someone because it's the
yeah.
law of physics. Any person that's got a standing start, this is a guy who's got a running start, is always
Running
going to
stuff.
have, yeah, the guy with the running start is always going to have an advantage over them. And it was just one of those where, for me, I think it was just tactically that we should have made that tweak for this game in terms of having someone who's more aerially and who's well versed in the aerial department of the game to mark that person, and maybe have Tierney in the three that are sitting
Mm,
that
mm.
are doing the zonal marking.
Do
Because
you think?
even after that, you saw what happened was that for the corner after he had scored, we had Joe Willock marking him, and I
Yeah.
mean, I was like, geez, you know,
I was like
if
also a bit
the
worried.
ball comes in here, this guy he's winning that contest 9 out of 10 times,
Mm, mm,
if not ten
mm.
out of ten times, you
Do
know.
you feel
So
that this intense game that Arteta was playing right now, you could see that it has an effect on the boys because they were a bit flat,
they
in
were
this
flat,
game?
they were tired.
Or do you think
So
they would?
guys like Laka, yeah, Laka, I mean, and Laka was superb
Yeah.
in the first half in terms of when he went the opportunities he did get, his ability to link up play. He was dropping deep, and it requires a lot of legs, and that's I think where we are going to miss Eddie Nketiah. Laka is going to miss Eddie because we just won't have those legs. Even though obviously Laka has got much more ability than Nketiah, just for the ability for the fact that
Ketia
we won't
moves
be able to
around up.
have we can't bring on Laka, let's say, after 65 minutes to keep up the intensity that Eddie would have had, and vice versa. We can't take off Lacazette after he's
Mm.
run his socks off, which today for me he would have been. He had absolutely run his socks off,
Yeah,
and
he had
towards the end of the game, you can just see that he was just jaded, and he couldn't have the impact that he was having initially, and we can't now. We don't have any other player because Martinelli's injured, and
Mm.
Ketia is suspended. We don't have a like for like change for him, and you can't rely on Aubameyang to do the same type of role that Laka has, because Aubameyang is just not as good in terms of hold up play, link up play. he can't play with his back to goal. Aubameyang, he likes to be playing, running at players
Yeah,
or with
going.
balls
Yeah, you
played
have
in
to put
behind
him
defenders.
through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's running in at people.
Mm, mm,
So yeah, it was disappointing because I mean we had, if you look at this, we had a lot of possession,
yeah.
but towards the end, the possession started becoming stagnant and flat, and it was backwards and sideways. Um, and yeah, it was a bit. We kind of fell into our old ways as as the game progressed, and we went back into the old bad habits that we had,
Yeah.
where players were getting caught on the ball,
Mm,
players were dwelling too long on the ball, players were playing backwards and sideways passes, and then even out of desperation, guys now were starting to try things, and we're starting to then lose the ball because there was nothing really happening. The ball was moving way too slowly. So
yeah.
yeah, it's something we need to work on, and I think Arteta also needs to, I think, start looking into his back there. And to be quite honest, I don't think we can go with that three. And I've said it. I've said that Kolasinac for
Mm,
me doesn't fill me with much confidence. And I've picked him out of the three because I've said that look, he doesn't look comfortable on the ball. He can't play out of the back. But to be quite honest, you can point at all three and say they've got deficiencies. And
yeah,
for me,
and I
I think
think Tottenham
we need
exposed
to
each
pull. For
one
me,
of
I
them
think we
quite
need to.
well.
He needs to pull. He needs to pull one of them. We've been getting away with it over the past 4 games. I think that he's played
Mm, mm, mm.
this particular formation. And for me, I think he needs to pull one of them out. Play a Tierney there, maybe play a Saka at wing back, and just give that a go for these last few games and see how that
Or
how
even
that pans
Holding,
out.
Holding and Socrates
Yeah,
also.
all holding. But I think he will be afraid. He won't bring off holding, I think, and take off. So for him to bring on holding, it's going to be either one of David Luiz or Mustafi that would have to come,
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah,
would
I
have to
get.
bench. And I think he's more, and I think Arteta will be more reluctant to do that because I think obviously Mustafi, I think out of the three, has been playing better than all of them, so he
Mm,
won't take him out. And then David Luiz is just much better on the ball than
yeah.
holding is, and you can't take off Kolasinac because I think you will, if you have them Kolasinac holding and Mustafi as our three, they're just not athletic enough for me
Mm,
to be
mm.
able to recover and to be able to, especially to be able to, especially like on the left hand side, we wouldn't be able to cover. Like if Tierney gets caught out of position or he pushes up and they play it into that channel, we'd literally have instances of what we were seeing in this match, Tottenham match, where when Mustafi was getting dragged out wide, we were getting killed. So
Yeah,
now
yeah.
if you have holding, we would that would happen on the left hand side as well. We'd have Mustafi, people knocking the ball into that channel, and also the other channel would still also be open, and people knocking it behind holding, and we would really be getting pulled
Mm,
from either
mm.
end,
Yeah,
and it
no,
would be for me
definitely.
we'd be much weaker from a defensive
That's
point of view.
exactly what Tottenham did. They just, instead of having them compact our three back three and working as a unit,
Yeah,
they split them up and spread them
yeah,
out and attacked each one of them singly. Because you could
yeah.
see with the Kola one, even Mustafi, because Bellerin and Pepe weren't really, to be fair, the right wasn't
They
working
weren't
the
challenging.
best.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? So I think once they started realizing if they go hard at Mustafi, because there were times Mustafi went in, even that last chance with Kane, where Mustafi,
mm,
I don't know what he was doing. He just
yeah.
slid in
He just
again, like,
dived in.
thank you. He just
Yeah,
opened
and I
everything up.
mean, I was quite honestly surprised Kane didn't do what he does best and literally play it in between and just go for the penalty. Yeah, when Mustafi went down, I was like, my goodness, Kane is literally going to prod the ball forward and fall over his legs, and it's going to be the mandatory penalty for Harry Kane against Arsenal, which he tucks away. You know, and yeah, but yeah, that was really. And to be quite honest, I thought Mustafi defensively looked assured today, up until quite literally the middle of the second half. Then we fell apart. Um,
Mm,
and
mm,
yeah, it was
mm.
it was just every time
The
Tottenham
first 20,
had go
25
forward
minutes
ball.
of the first second half, we looked so good. We
Yeah,
were like decent.
yeah,
Even Aubameyang hit the post. It was like once, but these guys didn't look good at any point. They looked good going forward at times because we
yeah,
gave them the space and they were able to play behind us. Play the ball
mm,
through and they could run onto it because they knew the other thing is they knew those three aren't fast enough. So going one on
yeah.
one,
To
toe to
cover
toe with
them,
them,
yeah,
maybe you won't go, it'll be harder. But if you play
yeah,
behind them and get behind them, you definitely, especially Son, you can't catch that dude.
yeah,
You know, if he's
yeah. You
through,
can't.
you're
Yeah.
not gonna catch
Well,
him.
our guys can't catch them.
Yeah,
Other
yeah.
defenders in the Premier League can, but yeah, our guys, yeah,
Yeah,
our
so
guys not.
they
Yeah,
played that quite well. And for them, what like as much as I hate to say it, but they were patient. They waited for their
yeah,
opportunities. And even though they weren't good
and
goals or anything,
yeah,
they just needed to put that pressure. And I feel for us,
yeah,
we were going at them, but we had a game plan, but it wasn't executing. You know, we weren't moving the
yeah,
ball well. We weren't like, even
yeah,
when we were going forward, it didn't look like, there were times where also tyranny, you wouldn't pass to Aubameyang. It just goes back.
yeah,
And he wouldn't even
yeah,
square it. It just goes back. So for me, it was just
yeah.
like, I don't know if they're telling him to do that or what are they, you know, so it was, I didn't understand some of the play.
Mm,
It
yeah,
didn't look a lot better. But once they scored and once they got behind us, they looked more threatening. And then after they
yeah,
scored, it felt like, look, it was done. It just felt like they couldn't come.
yeah, yeah. No, I agree with you with everything you said. And to be quite honest, I mean, that Spurs side, it's an ordinary side.
Hmm.
I don't see them going and beating a United. I don't see them beating a Wolves, playing like the way they played today. I don't
Yeah.
see them beating any of the teams that are ahead of us.
Even Sheffield gave them
Um,
hiding, you know what I mean?
Sheffield gave them a tonking when they were playing like this. It was, and yeah, and they just moved the ball quickly, boom, 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 get across and let's header, or boom, 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 play it square, tap in,
Mm,
you know.
mm.
And they are vulnerable at the sides, especially, and it was disappointing because, to be quite honest, Tottenham's fullbacks are also very suspect. Aurier looks like he's got a
Yeah.
mistake in him all game long. Davies also looked very shaky. And yeah, it was, I think we really did we let ourselves down today. And I didn't
Mm.
think we didn't seem up to the challenge. It
Yeah,
seemed
like
like
we were.
we took the game lightly. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? It looks like we went in there thinking, ah, this is a poor side. We'll just play the ball around, play it around, and we will pick them
mm,
apart
mm,
and score.
mm,
You
mm,
know, and that wasn't the case. We found a side that had really parked the bus and made sure that they capitalized on our mistakes. They knew that we have a mistake. Our back three always has a mistake in them, and they will give you a chance. And they look to just capitalize on those. And to be quite honest, I can't say that looking back, I can't say that, look, I feel aggrieved by the results because at the end of the day, they had the better chances. We had
mm.
more the ball, yes, but they had the better chances. And the scoreline, to be quite honest, I think fairly reflects the state of affairs. We might feel a bit hard done by and say that, look, maybe we could have walked away with a draw, should
Yeah,
have
yeah.
maybe walked away with a draw, but at the end of the day, you can't win. If you make mistakes like that, like the ones we made today,
They'll
and
punish
you
you.
also don't finish, and you also don't punish them when they do give you
Mm,
chances,
mm.
like the chances they did give us. You're not going to win any football game. Like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is disappointing. You know, there's a lot, I think there's a lot more to improve, of course, you know, because considering from this performance. But look, it's just, I suppose it's all building now, and we've got to look towards
Yeah.
the future. You know,
Yeah. So look, I mean, and for me, what's upsetting is that what I really wanted is that maybe for us to finish ahead of Spurs today, even if we had finished eighth and it was us eighth, Spurs ninth, I'd be happy. You know what I'm saying? Because to be quite honest, I don't want to be playing Europa League next season. I want to be on those plastic pictures in Azerbaijan or in Kazakhstan or whatever it is. Um, you know, and
yeah, no, there's terrible places we play at.
terrible. But yeah, and to be quite honest, it, but you still want to finish, ahead
Yeah,
of
I've
Spurs, and I
Tottenham
think that would have
now.
been a nice, cherry on top of. To be quite honest, what has been a really, really torrid season
Yeah.
for both sides. Actually, to be quite honest, I mean both sides have been quite poor. To be quite honest, but
Mm.
I mean, yeah, at the end of the
Battle
day, I
of the
think now it's
mediocre teams.
yeah, it was really a battle of two mediocre sides. And right now, for me, I think obviously now what I want to see maybe is just Arteta trying maybe in these last three games, trying out a few things, rest a few players against um, Liverpool, I reckon, so that we've got a strongish side against Man City. Give that a
Mm.
good go, you know. And then after that, if we lose that match, which we probably will, then after that, maybe in the last two games, I reckon he must just try and experiment, try a few things.
Yeah.
Try Ainsley in midfield. Try a few combos. Try
Yeah.
Ainsley
Find his
midfield. Try Tierney
concoction.
at centre back. Try Cedric, see what he can offer.
Mm,
Give some of the youngsters a chance, see if they're up to scratch
mm.
or maybe if they should be loaned out next season. You know, guys like Willock, guys like Reece Nelson.
Yeah.
Give them a bit of a run and see what
Because
can
the
they
other thing
produce.
is
It's
they
going to be
only have
quite,
a month off once this is
yeah,
done, you know what I mean? And then the
mm,
season starts again. So I think
yeah,
look, maybe it's a blessing in disguise because it's good to know like they exposed like his back three tactic quite well, you know. And I think
yeah,
also Jose, you got to know what Jose is going to do. He hasn't changed his style in
yeah,
years.
yeah,
He's a park the
mm,
bus guy. I like the way he set it up 4-4, and I'm only using three to attack. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So Moria falls into the midfield. If not, he pops out
mm,
and he'll be that run at the guys type of guy.
yeah,
For me, it was Mourinho's gonna do that and you know what he's gonna come out and do. And I feel like Arteta didn't match it or he didn't see it coming until it was too late
yeah,
maybe. And yeah, and it also felt like maybe Tottenham turned up a bit more, as sad as it is to say, like they were more hyped
yeah.
for the
They were more
game because
hungry for the match. Yeah,
yeah, because they knew because that's like the same team we've played in a while. It's like not a lot of
mm,
them have changed. It's a few changes, so they know what a North London derby is. And I think even for me, it was a
yeah,
bit weird. I would have had a run with Torreira. I'd have just put him on and like I don't want to overly criticize him because at the end of the day, it was our defense, even though our attack should have done better. But it's those two
yeah,
costly mistakes that, and you know what, you did point it out over and over again. Like Kola there, that back three, they have that kind of mistake in them. And it just
yeah,
shows Arteta now that these mistakes are actually more costly than just a goal or two or,
yeah,
it's points. It's bigger than that. And I think hopefully they
mm,
go shopping or try strengthen a bit
yeah.
better or utilize. I think Holden, what you were saying about Holden, I feel he's the guy. I think maybe you are right. They don't want to break up Mustafi and Luis. And Kola, I don't know. And today he just looked very bad. He just looked like he was
Now,
done.
Collar's horrible. Collar's has been horrible. To be quite, for me, the only game I can say he played well was against Leicester City. But besides
Mm,
that, in all the other games, I've been highly critical of him. I've said he's been our
yeah.
worst player
He was
on the
lucky
pitch
that
for
they
most of
worked as
that.
a unit, the three of them. And he had Tierney there. But even Tierney looked a
Yeah,
bit popped today. And then Kola looked finished.
yeah,
So it was
yeah,
it was
but
hard to cover each other, both
yeah,
of them.
yeah. But you see the things that Tierney went in first half, whipped in a few crosses, and then guys was not running in for them anymore.
Mm, mm,
He was
mm.
looking up and was seeing no one in the box, and then he stopped doing that. And then that was that.
Yeah, that was a weird
It
one
was
as
one of
well.
those.
Like the
Yeah,
guys
and
weren't
yeah,
making that ground because Lacazette
and
wanted to play
yeah,
deep, so it's weird. Like
yeah.
you know,
So it was that. So yeah, anyway,
is there
it's
anyone
one of
that
those where we'll.
played
It's
well
hopefully
for you
one of those that
today?
Arteta will. For me, yeah. Look, okay. Firstly, I want to say that hopefully it's one of those that Arteta obviously learns from today's
Of
game
course.
and yeah, takes a few notes and can really work on a few things and build on it for next season. Who played well? I mean, obviously Martinez, I think had a blinder today. I honestly also thought that Ceballos had a very very good game out of all the midfielders. But then again, also that Tottenham midfield is ordinary.
Yeah.
Let's be frank. Harry Winks, Lo Celso, Musa Sissoko. It's an ordinary mid. It's a very very ordinary midfield.
They just went
That
hard on us, most of them.
but he looked a cut above all of them. He played well, especially in the first half and in the beginning of the second half. Played well, kept the ball ticking. He did try a few adventurous balls and a few adventurous passes in there,
Mm,
which got
mm,
people in behind like Bellerin, but they weren't able to make use of those opportunities that they did, those good positions that they did get into. And yeah, he was tenacious, tackled well, didn't lose the ball much up until towards the end of the second half when I think he was starting to try and force the issue because we were a
mm.
goal down and there's no movement happening in front of him. So, but yeah, for me, he was our best player, outside of obviously the obvious choice, which was Martinez.
Yeah. at least some positives. Even he paired well with Xhaka. Xhaka also looked like he
Yeah,
was
I know
confident.
those two look really solid. Look really, really solid together. The only thing obviously that they need to work on is just being a bit more adventurous, which you're starting
Mm.
to see glimpses of now.
Even
But
Xhaka, when
obviously,
he
just
like turned that dude,
yeah,
that was so.
yeah,
I was like, what Xhaka? Damn, son,
yeah.
that's
So it's
something.
something that I think they need to just think and do more often.
Mm.
And yeah, the opportunities will come, and it will free up our front three once they start doing that.
So yeah, before we have to, end this disappointment. um, Liverpool on Wednesday. Are you feeling any last words, or
I
what do you think?
I'm I am praying that Liverpool are not are not in a party mode there against us, and they don't come and go to town on us, because to be
Yeah.
quite honest, if we play this back three and we catch Firmino, Salah, and Mane uh, on a good day, they can walk away with 4 or 5. To be quite
Mm,
honest,
mm,
against that
mm.
back three.
And they like to play
And
against us too.
I'm hoping maybe Klopp feels sorry for us, benches one of them, maybe throws in an Oxlade-Chamberlain there, um, throws in a Keita,
Yeah, yeah.
some of those guys,
Couple
and then
lighties.
and then and goes there a couple lighties and goes in really easy on us. Maybe puts in a Divock Origi in there, and then yeah, really goes
Shaqiri
easy
before
on
he
us.
leaves. Give us the older.
Yeah, just yeah, maybe because if if they play their strong 11 and they're up for it, and we play the way we play today, it's an easy 3 goals at least
Yeah.
that I see us shipping, because they're just so much quicker than they'll win all the foot races against us if they get isolated, especially like that. Those front three, if they isolate Mustafi and Kolasinac, like how Moira
Mm.
and Son and Kane were isolating them, those guys are much more clinical than the Tottenham front three, and
Yeah.
they'll put us to bed. They'll bury those chances that they had today.
Yeah,
And
no,
yeah,
definitely.
it's,
As
it
good as
could be it could be
Martinez
a
is, he
really
can only
really
save us that
it
much.
could yeah it could be a really 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 long day at the office, and a really really ugly one
And I think
for us.
Arteta, like
But
I've seen like some of the stuff he says. He like after matches he has a training session with them straight after. You know what
yeah,
I mean? So like a
so we'll see.
debrief.
Look, I didn't even catch his. Well, I was just pissed off. I didn't even catch his post-match press conference today, so I don't even know what
I
he
also
said.
missed it, so I want to go and check it.
Uh, Past our game, so maybe I've cooled off a bit now. So maybe I'll just watch it and see what
Yeah.
he has to say. Yeah, and pick
But
up
at least
what he
Laka's
thinks.
goal was really good. It was
Yeah,
really
like, and I mean, after scoring a belter like that,
yeah.
you shouldn't be, you shouldn't have to watch Oaks shipping in a goal, a stupid goal like what we shipped in
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway. But thanks, bruh. It's a
All right,
disappointing
man.
one, but appreciate you coming on
Yeah.
and giving us your view. But now on to Liverpool, huh? Yeah. Like
Yeah. We'll see
it's
how that
weird.
goes.
Like the soccer is just like a toxic relationship, bruh. Like, we were so happy on the
Mm,
weekend, or like last weekend and in the week, and then Leicester came and then freaking Tottenham came, but
yeah.
yeah, I suppose at least we're seeing a bit of improvement. So there's positives
Yeah.
there, but
Yeah.
still there's a lot of work to still be done, and we can see it.
Yeah. It's a lot of work. Yeah.
I suppose it was just like it was nice to have that happiness back.
Yeah, man. But I'm just trying to roll on to next season. To
Now
be
we're
quite
just like
honest,
indifferent. We're
try
like,
to get through, try to get through this period with as little injuries as possible. Um, I'm just hoping that as I'm saying, my only disappointment is that I don't see Arteta trying out as many things as I thought he would try
mm,
out in terms
mm,
of his combinations and stuff like that. So I would have preferred for him to try a few more things, maybe just to work on next season, and then after that, yeah, and then after that, build on next season. But for me, as I said, this season was pretty much done and dusted a long time ago. Now it's just
yeah,
for me, we were just playing to maybe finish ahead of Tottenham, which now looks highly unlikely. And then after that, just yeah, both for the season. And
yeah,
yeah,
it's
maybe
just
we might get lucky and walk away with the FA Cup, but as I'm saying, it's highly
like,
unlikely. And yeah, so
yeah, I gotta be
we'll
hopeful
see
because
how it
I'm
goes.
doing a show, so I can't just be.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everyone will just be down. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's just we just got to see it out through. And as you said, we wrote it off before. These were glimpses of hope, which is nice. We need it. But at the end of the
yeah.
day, it pretty much sums up the season we've had. So yeah. But
Mm,
Nqobile, thanks once again. Always great having you on. You have a good evening. Stay safe,
same to you, man.
and
Let me see if I
do
can
what the
stomach my
president.
supper now. Maybe let me see if I can grab a quick bite first again. I couldn't even. After a game, after you lose a match like that, you
Yeah,
can't
bro.
even eat properly, bro.
Like even
So
me,
maybe
I don't
now
know what to do. I'm
the
just
knots
sitting
in
there.
my
I'm like,
the knots in my
mm.
stomach maybe would have untied now. Maybe I can eat some
Yeah,
and
but like
grab a
this is
quick bite.
also like no cigarettes and stuff. You can't even like smoke properly and just be like, yo,
Yeah,
hey, it's bad, but it's fine. We, I'm used to this. I have my calming mechanism.
yeah.
But anyway, we out till Wednesday.
All
Be
right.
safe, stay well.
Cheers.
Fulacast SA.